Welcome to another Scottish Watches, not podcast, video. And we have got Dave Sharp with us today because, well, if we want to know about crazy looking watches, especially Doxa and other brands like that, who better to speak to than the man himself? Now, this isn't yours, is it?
This one's not mine. I am certainly considering one of these, but this is the sample stroke press piece, I believe.
Yes.
Which is the infamous all zeros.
We managed to blag this one from the Blue Company, so thank you very much to Monica and the team down there for sending this one up. We know everybody's after it, and we've somehow managed to get first dibs on it. So in case anybody doesn't know about this watch, it was announced maybe a month or two ago.
A couple of months back,
and immediately there was a lot of interest online for it, and you can see why. Doxa have kind of been kicking out the park of late, and there's a lot of interest in the brand, and then they bring out something like this that's completely different, never done before by them, and the colour scheme, I mean, you guys probably already know that I like that kind of colour scheme. So, yep, ticks all the boxes, and we have got it here today. So, Dave, tell us about this watch.
So yeah, I mean, like you said there, I think one of the nice things about Doxa is that it's it's a brand that's a little bit unique in that, their case shapes and the kind of aesthetic of them is immediately identifiable as Doxa. There's very little, if anything else, out there that has this kind of look and aesthetic to it. And by doing something in forged carbon, I think one of the nice things about it is, yes, it is a new material that they've used, but they've retained the kind of shape and aesthetic of that classic Doxa.
The DNA,
300.
really.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got that classic shape to it. The official name of this it's a bit long-winded. It's the Doxa Sub 300 Carbon Aqua Lung US Divers Limited Edition. I think they're taking lessons off of a certain Swiss company that I like with a funny shaped symbol. Really nice looking piece. This is the first time I think both me or yourself have actually physically held one. We've seen all the pictures. It kind of drew my attention straight away. Interestingly though, again, talking about the kind of dimensions of it, with it being a different material. It's not solid carbon. I think that's maybe the first thing to say. It is a titanium inner shell, which has then got the forged carbon over it, and the case back on it is titanium, which we found out by looking at the information. But actually, interestingly, I think both of us thought it was carbon originally.
Yeah. When
we looked at it, so they've done a real good job of matching it. Case dimensions kind of across east to west and north to south are exactly the same as the Sub 300, and thickness wise, it looks to be maybe, I think, 0.3, 0.4 of a mil thicker than the steel one. So again, for all intents and purposes, very similar. Wears really nicely. I think actually, looking at it in the video, the second hand and the yellow on the bezels look identical, but definitely under sunlight there was a slight kind of tonal difference that we both saw. I think the hand's very much a gloss finish, whereas the printing on the bezel was a slightly more satin finish on it. It's 45 lug to lug, and it's 42.5 diameter across the way, and it's 13.4 thickness. So again, it on paper is one of these pieces that you think that's a big watch. 45, 43 roughly, about 42.5 by 45 is a big watch, but it's not. It really doesn't. When you pick it up, it doesn't look big. You just drop it there,
It's not mine. I don't care.
A sample. Who cares? It's not mine either. I don't care. But it doesn't wear anything like as big as you would expect it to. Because we were taking photos outside one of the other watches we're going to do a video
also known as video outside, Dave.
Video outside video. Well, outside broadcast. We'll pretend we're posh.
Outer Hebrides Broadcasting Corporation.
PC. Hello. I wonder if that would pass the PC test these days, television.
Oh, yeah, that's allowed.
You reckon? Stony Bridge.
You can always take the piss out of Scottish people. We allow it.
We allow it, especially when we're doing it ourselves.
Thick skins.
These straps are, Doxa are known for their strap quality. They are really good. Because I know a lot of people that got the Doxa 200, the anniversary piece they did. When was that? Was that the back end of last year? It came in the bracelet, and a lot of folk changed it out for the rubber strap because they're so nice, the rubber straps. And these are lovely. I don't know whether the black is the best choice. I'm kind of thinking a bright yellow strap might look quite good on that piece as well, just to lift it a bit more. But again, maybe that's too much for some people, but I do like a bright watch, to be fair. This slight elephant in the room with this is it's looking like, from what we've ascertained by looking it up, around about 4.7, 4.8 UK. So there's no two ways about it. It's a pretty significant jump up.
Yes.
In terms
That'll
of price
just be
point.
down to the forged carbon typey stuff.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's. I don't like using this phrase, but it's a phrase I'll use is I don't think it's bad value. To be honest, any watch over 500
well, it's
quid
also
bad
a limited
value.
piece.
But for a limited edition 300 piece watch in forged carbon and arguably titanium, COSC-certified, Aqua Lung logo, which are pretty sought after on these pieces. It's definitely not out of the bounds of reality of what you would be paying for, an Omega Planet Ocean or anything of that ilk. Is going to be pushing you anything from 4 to 6K, depending on what version you get of it. A Seamaster 300 again is going to be pushing you 5K. Okay, folk can argue all day long, you can't compare it to a Rolex, you can't compare it to an Omega. Arguably, I think you can. It's a high grade ETA movement that's COSC certified. It's a forged carbon case. Certainly from looking at it, and hopefully, with the quality of the video you do, the detail in the case. It's okay. I'll suck you off later. The quality of the forging on the case is actually exceptionally good. I'm sure lots of folk will have messed about with some kind of cheaper. There's not a lot of forged carbon pieces out there, full stop, but there are.
Zenith probably.
Zenith have done it. Is AP done? I think AP might have done a forged carbon. I mean, same company at the end of the day, really, isn't it? Same group.
AP isn't.
No, I'm thinking Hublot. Have Hublot done a carbon?
All the same.
They've all
those Swiss companies.
They've all. I mean, there's not a lot of them out there. There's not. You don't come across forged carbon cases in the. Every day by any stretch. But looking at it, it looks that the edges on it are super sharp. Couldn't find any rough edges on it, even round about the kind of lugs. The bezel itself, interestingly, the bezel's a forged carbon as well, and kind of the detail on the knurling and the edges of the rings and stuff. I mean, forged carbon is all about the quality of the mold that it's forged in as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it absolutely bang on, you will get seam lines or casting marks or forging marks and everything else on it. But it certainly looks like it's been done really nicely. So I think 5K is well out of the ballpark for what you would expect to pay for most Doxa, to be fair, certainly recently. But I don't think it's out of the bounds of reality for the kind of technologies and the materials that have been used in this watch. On the yellow, you can see under this light the tonal difference between the little pip at 12 and the 60. The kind of yellow on the bezel and the pip is slightly different colour. The yellow minute hand looks more similar under this light, but definitely under sun it's a very gloss yellow finish on the minute hand. Whereas all of the printing that's on the carbon, including the Aqua Lungs, a slightly kind of more satin finish on it. Yeah. To be fair, under most lights, and certainly not that I dive, but certainly I think under most lights you probably wouldn't notice it, but under direct sunlight.
All night the weekend, Dave.
Dive.
Yep.
We dive at 5.
We do indeed.
Thank God it's no 5.
I know. I'm liking the dial. I mean,
I think it's nice as well. It's a carbon dial as well, obviously.
Yeah, because you're looking through, and the placement of the dial in relation to the sunk depth of the casing. I think it's good. And obviously this is under extreme magnification, but when we were outside it was catching the light in different ways, the way that forged carbon does.
And I think with the kind of the crystal on it, having such a kind of domed, round-edged crystal on it, which does definitely stand, maybe 1.5 2 mil proud of the watch. I don't know if you can show that in the video. There, yeah. I think it also does help to reduce the kind of aesthetic size of it.
Yeah.
Because the dials, I mean, as we've said before, for a watch that's 45 lug to lug and kind of 42.5 across, okay, it's kind of got this double bezel thing going on because it's kind of
got the tacky on bezel. It as well.
Yeah. With the magic of a bit of editing and the
one of these
verniers
guys
coming out,
yep.
we reckon 27 mil on the dial itself. Is that right?
We reckon it reckons 27.
6.9, so we'll go with 27, will we? So yeah, definitely quite a small dial on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that certainly aesthetically, I think that helps to reduce it. To be fair, the black will help as well, with it being that kind of matte finished carbon on the black. It definitely helps to kind of reduce the overall aesthetic of it as well.
Yeah. So, time for a wrist shot, and here it is on Dave's 3-inch wrist. Looking not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's
How does it weigh?
Light. I think, to be fair, it is only, what, 87 grams or something a piece.
Right.
So it's very light. It's very comfy. I've got a steel Doxa, and to be fair, it's a lot heavier, but it does wear extremely well. It's a comfortable piece to have on the wrist. It's a nice shape to the case back, and it just sit very well. This isn't perfectly sized for me. It would probably do with another little bit out of the bracelet to fit me perfectly, but certainly the watch is sitting well on here. Comfy piece, like the look of it.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I'm going to go with thumbs up.
Alrighty. And you're getting one, for sure?
Pretty confident, I would think, yeah.
Pretty confident you get.
I'm
Excellent.
going to remove the wrist.
You can extract the wrist. There we go. So you were asking about the weight. It just so happens, because I'm Glaswegian, that I happen to have scales in the house.
Some nice little gram scales there, Ricky.
Yep. You've always got to check what you're supplied with.
Well cleaned, well cleaned.
Well cleaned, yes. It's for protein powder. So we are coming in at 86.1 grams. That was pretty light.
Yeah.
That is pretty light.
That's definitely, and that's with a, not sure whether the actual clasp is steel or titanium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hazard a guess. I've not read anywhere where it is. I'm going to hazard a guess. Maybe it's titanium, because the overall weight of the watch is light enough that it probably is. Because if that was a lump of steel, I think it would be probably near 100 grams the weight of the watch. And on the deployant here, you've got two sets of pushers. You've got the set here, which is for opening the deployant, which is, again, you have to press both, as you would expect on a diver's and a well-designed clasp. But you've also got these two here, which allow you to, there you go, you pull to micro adjust the push, and it just locks in place, which is, and if you push it in, there you go. It's quite a nice little adjustment feature there, which you can move on the fly.
Thank you very much, Dave, for coming over and ruining yet another video for us.
Yeah,
it's appreciated.
Perfect. Thanks very much for allowing me to ruin it.
It's what you're here for.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out more from Doxa, obviously they've got a very good website that's constantly updated, along with Instagram. When it comes to suppliers here in Scotland, obviously James Porter and Son would be the place we would recommend, because they are the guys when it comes to this kind of stuff. And Dave, you're involved in some kind of cult. Cult with an L, not an N. What's that all about? The red bars or something?
Oh, you've got thanks for clarifying which C that was. Yeah, with the red bars, is that right? Red bars, is that what they're called?
That's something the red bars.
Yeah. No, well, obviously with the lockdown having been in place now for the best part of 4 months, unfortunately we've not been able to have any kind of in-person meetups, but we've been doing a lot of virtual meetups. If you just Google Red Bar on YouTube, you'll find the YouTube channel where we've kind of put up videos of lots of the sessions that we've done with various brands.
Sessions, you say?
People sessions.
Sessions.
With various people in the industry.
Well, brilliant. Well, thanks a lot, Dave. This is going to be an absolute nightmare to edit, so really appreciate that. And thanks, guys, for checking out this video. There are plenty more to come. So we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.